Welcome back to the channel, besties. Today is a spectacularly unhinged day in the soap universe, and we are absolutely living for the drama. Grab your iced coffees and strap in. My jaw is literally on the floor right now. Besties, we need to hold a literal intervention right now. I am actually ascending into another dimension because what just happened on our screens is pure, unadulterated television gold. Then, out of absolutely nowhere, the writers decided to drop the most massive bombshell of the entire season, and I am legitimately shaking. We are talking about Nikki Newman, the absolute queen of Genoa City, the matriarch who has been put through the absolute ringer lately. If you haven't watched the latest episode yet, pause this right now and go watch it because I am about to spoil everything and you will literally cry. Nikki has suddenly, miraculously, and beautifully regained her eyesight. Yes, you heard me correctly. The darkness is gone, the queen can see, and my blood pressure is currently through the literal roof. Hot take, but I am actually ascending because the execution of this scene was everything we have been begging for and more. Let's actually set the scene, because the cinematography and the sheer emotional weight of this moment deserve an Academy Award. We have been watching Nikki stumble through the literal darkness, dealing with the trauma of losing her vision, relying on everyone around her, and feeling like her entire independence was just stripped away. Yet, in this breathtaking, heart-stopping moment, the fog literally lifts. The way the camera focused on her eyes blinking, the confusion washing over her face, and then that sudden earth-shattering realization that the blurry shapes were actually coming into focus. I was screaming at my screen. I mean, is it just me, or did they completely fumble the bag on some of the buildup only to absolutely stick the landing here? The sheer vulnerability of Melody Thomas Scott's performance had me sobbing uncontrollably. This wasn't just a medical recovery. This was a spiritual rebirth for a character who has survived literally everything this cursed town has thrown at her. Mainly, we have to talk about Victor Newman. The Victor Newman, the mustache. The man who is currently holding Matt hostage at the ranch and running psychological warfare tests like he's the final boss in a video game. The man who just ruthlessly snatched Newman Enterprises back and is casually handing Chancellor over to Lily Winters without a second thought. That same stone-cold ruthless billionaire absolutely melted into a puddle of pure, unadulterated joy. When Nikki looked up at him and whispered that she could see his face, I swear to you, the earth stopped spinning on its axis. Victor's reaction was everything. We saw the walls completely crumble, the way Eric Braeden played that micro-expression of shock, followed by an overwhelming wave of relief and pure love. No cap. It was the most romantic thing I have ever witnessed in my entire life. He pulled her in, and for a second he wasn't the ruthless corporate titan plotting against his enemies. He was just a husband who was terrified of losing the love of his life to the darkness. Totally. This changes the entire trajectory of the current storylines, and we need to unpack the massive ripple effects this is going to cause across the board. Just a hot minute ago, Nick Newman was literally pacing a hole in the floor, complaining to anyone who would listen that Victor giving Chancellor to Lily was going to completely devastate Nikki. Nick was out here stressing, thinking his mother was going to be emotionally crushed by Victor's corporate backstabbing while she was already vulnerable and blind. But now, Nikki can see. Do you really think a fully-sighted, fully empowered Nikki Newman is going to sit around crying over Chancellor when she literally just got her entire life back? Absolutely not. She is going to rise from the ashes like a fabulous, diamond-encrusted phoenix. Victor's joy is so massive right now that he might not even care about the corporate fallout. Nick is probably going to walk into the ranch ready to yell at his dad, only to find his parents popping vintage champagne and celebrating this absolute miracle. Wait, I'm literally yapping right now, but we have to go down this rabbit hole for a second. Think about the absolute unhinged duality of Victor Newman right now. On one side of the ranch, he is experiencing the most profound, joyful, tear-jerking miracle with his wife regaining her sight. On the other side of the very same property, he is literally holding Matt captive. He just let Matt take a shower and change clothes, only to subject him to a twisted, high-stakes psychological test of sincerity. How does this man balance his time? He is literally kissing his wife, crying tears of joy because she can see again, and then turning around, fixing his tie, and walking down the hall to psychologically torture Matt. It is peak Victor Newman behavior, and I am low-key obsessed with the chaos of it all. Will Nikki's recovery make Victor softer on Matt? Or will he realize that now Nikki can see he needs to protect her even more fiercely? My brain is basically a buffering wheel right now, trying to compute these possibilities. Let's get back to the actual tea, because the history between Nikki and Victor is what makes this moment hit so incredibly hard. We have been standing this relationship since the Stone Age, besties. Through the MS diagnosis, the alcoholism relapses, the endless corporate wars, the divorces, and the remarriages, they always come back to each other. When Nikki went blind, it felt like a cruel joke. It felt like the writers were just piling trauma onto a woman who has already paid her dues 1,000 times over. But seeing Victor step up, seeing him become her rock while pulling off a massive corporate takeover of Newman Enterprises, it proves why they are the ultimate endgame. The joy radiating from Victor when Nikki said she could see him wasn't just about her vision. It was about his relief that he couldn't fix it with money, but the universe fixed it anyway. He controls everything, but he couldn't control this. The fact that she healed is a victory he didn't orchestrate, making his joy so much more pure and vulnerable. Then we have to look at what this means for Nikki moving forward. For weeks, she has been sidelined. She has been trapped in the dark, unable to read the room, unable to see the manipulative faces of the people around her. Now that her sight is back, I am literally begging the writers to let her go on an absolute tear. I want her to walk into Newman Enterprises, look everyone dead in the eye, and reclaim her throne. I want her to see the exact shade of lipstick Audra Charles is wearing when she inevitably tries to start drama at Noah's new club, the Shadow Room. Noah has been generating all this online buzz, and Audra is plotting to crash it despite Holden's warnings about Sienna Bacall. If Nikki shows up, fully sighted, and catches Audra lurking around Noah, it would be a literal bloodbath, and I am here for it. Nikki's eyes are back, and they are going to be darting around Genoa City, catching everyone's lies. Yet, we cannot ignore the Lily Winters of it all. Lily just scored a massive victory. Victor honored his promise and gave Chancellor to Lily, and she is ecstatic, dragging Kane Ashby back to run it for her. Kane is out here getting emotional over his twins, supporting his efforts with Malcolm's recovery, and now he's about to be at the helm of Chancellor. But how is a newly sighted Nikki going to react to this? Nick was terrified that Victor giving Chancellor away would break Nikki's heart. But what if Nikki, now empowered and seeing clearly, decides she wants Chancellor back? What if she looks Victor in the eye and demands her company? Victor is so overjoyed right now that he would probably give her the moon. This could literally set up the most insane corporate war between a revitalized Nikki and a triumphant Lily. I am screaming at the potential. Mainly, I just need to take a deep breath because I am hyperventilating. The pacing of this episode was a total roller coaster. We went from Sharon Newman giving Phyllis Summers a literal pep talk at the coffee house because Daniel Romalotti is icing her out, straight into Victor playing mind games with Matt, and then bam, the emotional sledgehammer of Nikki's sight returning. It is so chaotic, and I am living for every single second of it. Nikki regaining her sight is the classic soap miracle we all needed. It's the kind of hope and joy that balances out the darkness of Phyllis spiraling and Daniel being a completely unforgiving son. Totally, I need to know exactly how you guys are feeling about this because I cannot be the only one who is this emotionally compromised right now. Are we crying? Are we cheering? Are we terrified for Matt because Victor is about to unleash his fully focused energy now that he doesn't have to worry about Nikki? Drop your thoughts in the comments right now. Spam the chat with your theories. Do you think Nikki is going to go after Chancellor? Do you think she's going to crash Noah's club opening and drag Audra? Besties, we are entering a brand new era of the young and the restless, and I am buckling up for the ride of a lifetime. Until the next episode drops and inevitably sends me into another spiral. Stay chaotic, stay obsessed, and never stop standing our problematic faves.
Thank you for watching my video. I will be updating regularly with the latest news, so please remember to subscribe to my channel to support me.